Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Mirror Expressions, a channel where I share a little bit of myself with you all, and I invite y'all to come on in and do the same with me. Y'all go ahead and do me a solid and hit that thumbs up button, and then go over to that subscribe button and hit that as well. Also, drop me a mirror emoji in the chat if you have looked in a mirror today and you feel A1 with what you see looking back at you. And if not, as always, I'm going to encourage you to do what you must to get back to a healthier you so that when you look in that mirror chat, yes, honey, you are A1 with what you see looking back at you. All right, y'all. We gonna go ahead and get into it. We are discussing Married to Medicine, Season 9, Episode 15, Divine Intervention. It is the season finale. Y'all tell me, what did y'all think? Was this a good season finale or not? I want to know. I want to hear your opinions. Drop it in the chat. All right. So y'all know we're still at the retreat, right? And we left off last time with Simone and Jackie having planned this special time for the couples after their dinner together, right? And so we find out, sorry y'all, I had unplugged my computer. So anyway, we find out that what they had planned for them was this young lady named Taylor, and she was there to kind of talk about all things sex, right? Sex and relationships, I guess. I don't know. It kind of seemed like maybe she was selling the sex toys and gave her take on relationships. I don't know. But she branded herself as a erotic educator and a sex goddess. But I'm really thinking she's probably an individual consultant for a sex toy company or something. But hey, who are me? Who are me? As Andrew what is his name? Caldwell would say, Andrew Caldwell. Yeah, but anyway, y'all. So she's there. She's talking to the couple. She gave them a box of sex toys. She got them trying out different things like a sex pillow, which I'll say my thoughts on that. But anyway, she also talks to them about having a monogamous relationship versus a non-monogamous, and how they both can be done, but it all involves ethics. And she tells them, she shares with them, how she's in a non-monogamous relationship. She has a husband and 3 boyfriends. And so, all the couples had questions about that, right? So, y'all know though, Heavenly gonna speak up because she ain't even trying to hear nothing about possibly sharing daddy. So she gonna say everything daddy needs, and everything daddy needs, she gonna give it to him. And if he asks for something else, then something must be wrong. And here gonna lady say, well, that's what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask the question, Heavenly, and what she talking about. So then we get these confessional of all the couples, like pretty much asking them, would they be in a non-monogamous relationship or have a threesome or a swing or whatever. So pretty much everybody said no. Now when it got to Contessa and Scott, Contessa asked Scott, would he do an orgy? And he said no. He said no. And then she was like, good, because I wouldn't either. But this is how she said, good, because I wouldn't either. Like, I was like, girl, is you lying or you ain't lying? Tell me which one it is, because you look like you lying and you just trying to slap a smile on your face to kind of cover this shit up. Like, tell me you're lying without telling me you're lying. That's basically what it was. So anyway, then Toy gonna say that she's not open to threesomes. But then I guess they asked her about swinging. She says, well, the biblical answer would be no. Oh, goodness. That's Toya. I'm telling you, if we have not been getting subliminal messages all through this season about her not being happy or satisfied with Eugene at the moment, like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So anyway, at some point during their whole presentation or whatever, I think this was when the lady had passed them out the box of each couple got a box of like 6 toys, and then so Eugene holds up a C-ring, and so he tells this story about how he had a guy come in through the ER with a steel C-ring on, and it got stuck. And by the time he came to the ER, it had been on, I think he said like 2 days. And so Eugene couldn't get it off, and he had to fly the guy down to a hospital in Mississippi to get it taken care of. But I say all that to say, like, I didn't know these things were made out of steel, could be made out of steel, because I've seen them. I've just never seen the steel one. All the ones I've seen have been like stretchy, flexible material. I said, but now it makes so much more sense what Mitch on Married at First Sight was talking about when he talking about he had to smelt it down. I was like, what do you have to do that? If y'all watch Married at First Sight, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, makes sense. Total sense now. Yeah, they seemed like they were having a good time though, doing that whole thing. She even had some of them demonstrate, like I think the most fun was Simone and Cecil. She had them demonstrate how to use the pillow. Cecil said like he was there having so much fun with that. But yeah. Anyway, I think Jackie and Curtis too. But it was reversed, like Curtis was on the pillow and she had Jackie kind of get on top or whatever. But anyways, after that, the men end up, they go outside, you know how they do. They're always so chill. They're talking, they're smoking their cigars, and I think they're feeling daddy in. They're feeling daddy in on how things have been going, because, you know, he had missed, I think, the first 2 days because of work. And so they was just telling him how I think that Heavenly and Toya had made up, how Toya and Anila had made up, you know. So they're just talking and having a good old time. Now on the inside, the ladies, they're discussing, they start off discussing Miss Taylor. And so I think the question was asked, and I can't remember who asked it, but like, would you, or could you have that same kind of lifestyle? And pretty much everybody was like, no, except for Toya. Toya was pretty much, let me play the devil advocate. And so she was just like, well, don't get mad at me. This is supposed to be a safe place. But, I mean, could it be possible that they got children, and instead of getting divorced, they decided to stay together and each do their own thing? Like, Toya, is that really what you thinking? Like, is that what you want to happen right now between you and Eugene? Is that what you want? Yeah. Just say that. Like, Toya, are you really trying to tell us something? Oh, tell us what you want without telling us what you want. But anyways, and in a confession, here go quiet. Toya already has an open marriage. Eugene just doesn't know about it yet. Oh goodness. So they're all just talking about the whole, everything that kind of going on, like with the Taylor situation, and just, I think they got to talking about if they would share men. And then after Toya said what she said, then the conversation kind of just shifted to like, how you got to be willing to work things out and just know that bad times are going to happen, but they don't last, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So with all of that, Jackie gonna make some kind of way to bring the friendships up within the group, right? Because that's pretty much was her whole point of having the retreat. The resuscitation retreat. Get tongue tied. But anyway, the resuscitation retreat. So she leads the conversation because she's like, it's still two friends here that, we just haven't been able to get back on track. And of course, there's Contessa and Heavenly. She wants them to try to revive their friendships. And so Contessa kind of pretty much speaks, and she's just like, sometimes friendships change. She's okay with where they're at. They can kind of coexist and let that be that on that. And so Heavenly was like, I pretty much agree. It's going to be what it's going to be. And so then Heavenly, though, goes on to say, but Contessa, I want you to know you're so beautiful. You're so smart. And then she comes back around, so she's giving her all these affirmations or compliments. But then she turned around and said, but you're too beautiful and you should, recognize your worth and and you don't have to take anything from anybody just because they're a man. Oh, sometimes heavenly, just leave well enough alone. Like, what the hell did you have to say there for? Okay. So Contessa, she pops off. She's just like, that's my children's father. And I choose who to be married with. That's my choice. And so keep my spouse at your goddamn mouth. You know what I'm saying? And so, which, valid. That's her children's father. And she does. She gets to choose who she want to be with, and nobody else should have anything to say about that. You know what I'm saying? But oh child, it was just a whole mess. So then her popping off sets Heavenly off. And Heavenly still stuck on this. Well, don't talk about your marriage in public. Oh, y'all. And so then I think Contessa was like, see, that's why we don't F with each other no more, right there. And she was like, Heavenly's like, you right. You talk too much. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So then by this point, Contessa done had enough, so she getting up to leave, and I think they trying to stop her, and then Heavenly yelling after her, talking about you're beautiful. So then that pop, that sets Contessa off again. You're telling me I'm beautiful in one breath, and then in the next is you're stupid and blah blah blah. And I get it. It was kind of like undermining. Like, how you gonna say I'm beautiful, then turn around and just bash me? I get it. And but yeah, they just that it all seems so petty to me. But I'm trying to kind of see how I would feel. I'm trying to put myself on both sides of the equation, and it just seems ridiculous. Like, even just how they can't even just have a conversation. Like, even if you don't, I don't know, y'all. Just tell me what do y'all think. Like, how is y'all reacting? Like, I feel like if I, like, say, in this particular situation, if I was Contessa and I still wasn't feeling Heavenly, I ain't got to respond to her like that. I let Heavenly feel whatever way she want, and I keep it moving. Or vice versa. If I was Heavenly, I wouldn't have said what I could still feel that way, but I wouldn't have said, I would have been like, oh, yo, it's cool. We can just keep doing us. And, even if I probably wouldn't even gone that far, but if I want to still say, you're beautiful, you're smart, blah, 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 I just would have left it at that. I wouldn't have added the, But you ain't gotta, let nobody talk to you just because they're a man, any kind of way. Like that was a deed, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just feel like it was both parties could have handled things differently, and it was just pretty petty, you know what I'm saying? So Contessa up, she gone, and then Heavenly gets up, and Simone trying to tell her, to calm down, and you just got to kind of get out of that mind frame. Well, she the one that talked about it to everybody. She talked about it in the public, and she's just like, she's trying to get Heavenly to think of it from, excuse me, you're my friend and you hurt me, period, point blank, and just leave it at that. And I get that. I do think that was pretty sound advice that, yeah, she did put it out in public, but now she's made her choice, and her choice was to stay with her husband. And so, she initially was not moving maybe in the smartest way by talking about things in the public, but she chose to move forward with him, and she's trying to move differently and not talk about their marriage, and she's trying to move forward. And so don't continue to throw up the past in her face. You know what I'm saying? You can't make somebody choose what you feel is best for them. They have to come to that decision themselves, whether it's good or whether it's bad. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you just got to step back and just be there as a support to your friend. And so I think that's the part that Heavenly is missing. But anyway, Toy ended up calling Heavenly childish. So now they going back and forth. And Heavenly starts going off on her, and this bitch that and bitch this. And then Heavenly gets up and leaves. So the men, like I said, they still outside, and they're hearing all of a sudden all this yelling and stuff going on. And Eugene was just like, just let it go. I think Eugene's like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. And we not gonna go running. Let them deal with their own BS, baby. So Jackie went to go talk to Heavenly, and then Anila and Audra, they kind of follow in behind her, and Heavenly was basically, telling Jackie, she good. I'm good. I'm good. I promise I'm good. And Jackie makes the comment that, she feels that maybe they tried too soon with Heavenly and Contessa. Now, Heavenly saying she good, but I don't really feel like she is. You know what I'm saying? I think Heavenly masks her real feelings a lot. Or I ain't gonna even say just mask. She's just not used to showing them. And so she doesn't. She deflects a lot, I think. So her saying she's good, I really don't think she is. On the inside, I think it's still eating her up that her and Contessa's friendship is just not, where it used to be or whatever. So downstairs, Toya ends up addressing Quad, and I don't feel like she came at Quad crazy at this point, but she did address her about her party and inviting Zaina and starting the rumor. And so Quad's just like, she didn't spread the rumor. She only repeated it. And then in her confessional, Quad was just like, I think Anila is afraid to say Anila. As in Anila started the rumor or whatever. So Quad is still talking to Toya, and she tells Toya that this is just like how, well, no, wait a minute. So Toya ends up saying that she heard, or she kind of came to the conclusion that Quad was deflecting to get her rumor off of her about her sleeping with her contractor. And so Quad was just like, See, it's no different than that. And so she was kind of saying, like, asking Toya, well, where did she get that rumor from? Toya was like, I never said that. And so Simone, who was sitting by Toya, speaks up. She was just like, I mean, I was the one that repeated that rumor, and I got it from a reliable source. And Quan was just like, reliable my ass, you know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't tell Quan who she got the rumor from. In her confessional, I think Simone said it was a friend of the contractor that she got the rumor from or whatever. So, and she went on to say how it's a mystery. And they all asking how Quan was able to afford that house and all the renovations, because it was over like $2 million. And so now Quan and Toya going at it, because Quan says, she tired of it, of her name being drugged through the mud or whatever. And so Toya said, you're a liar. And you're the last person I would feel sorry for. You're the last person I shed a tear for. And so then we get a flashback of Quan just consistently, dragging Toya and Eugene, like, from all these different seasons. It's always been something or another. And I just never really zoned in on that until in this moment. Like, have y'all, like, I don't know. I just had never thought about it that way. Like, so concentrated, where she just really was at Toya and Eugene like that. But apparently it has been like this. So anyway, so yeah, they going back and forth and back, up and down, left to right, chewing each other heads off. And then, now mind you, they all sitting around, like, on the floor around the couches, just chilling or whatever. So Quad jumps up, babe. Y'all know what that means. Somebody stand up when everybody's sitting down. They ready. They ready to throw them hands up. You know what I'm saying? So this was so funny, y'all. When Quad jumped up, oh, did y'all see that security running through the door? That man was running so fast. He can't run, but he can't bust it through that door. He ran so fast, he almost fell flat on his face. Y'all had to rewind that about 3 or 4 times. That was funny to me. And y'all know what else was funny about this situation? It was like the whole dynamic between Toya and Quan. Like, Toya was still sitting on the floor. She was still talking just as calm. Now, she was going off. Her mouth was talking crazy. But she was still just talking in her regular voice. Wasn't showing no emotion. She was just like, yeah, you bitch, I never... Like, I'm like... Meanwhile, you got Quan on the other side. She done jumped up. She ready to knock if she butt. She yelling. They got to hold her back. I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So they end up, pulling Quan to a different room or whatever. And she's still talking trash. So now she's in the room where Heavenly, Jackie... Who is it? Heavenly, Jack, Anila, and Audra, right? And y'all know Quan like to hear her own self talk. So she just constantly going on and on, talking about how she did this ish on her own. She got that house herself. Toya got a whole husband, and they still moving from house to house. Put some respect on my name. Y'all, so then, next thing you know, we see 1 hour later, and Quan's still going. Y'all know she like to hear her still talk. Bye. Oh, goodness, that was funny to me. Anyway. Oh, child, let me get myself together. Okay, y'all. I'm cool now. So it's the next day, right? It's Sunday, and so we kind of see everybody kind of getting ready. They're gonna have a church service. Oh, yeah, that got me going. So anyway, so we got to see everybody like packing because it's the last day too. So they're packing. They're getting ready for church. Heavenly tells Daddy about what had happened the night before, and he was just like, I already know, you ain't gotta tell me, we heard y'all. Oh, so you know he gonna come with some good advice, and he basically told Heavenly that she needs to forgive with no jabs. And y'all know Heavenly be throwing them jabs, like just forgive and move on and leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so then we see Jackie and Simone also talking. And, you know, Jackie's just kind of saying how she was so happy with how things were going until it all went left, right? And she said, you know, that she had spoke with Heavenly beforehand and had told Heavenly that she just needs to listen, and just nod her head. Like, do not say anything. And she was like, I didn't know if she was going to do it, but I was hoping she would. Now, you know your friend, Jack. You know she wasn't going to do that. I knew she wasn't going to do that. She ain't my friend. And then Jackie said, though, when they were also going to edit the night before that, she said she kind of wanted to jump in, double dutch her way in, and remind Contessa, though, that she was the one that had shared all these things with Heavenly. Like, don't forget that you did that. But of course she did want to jump in because you know Jackie gonna stay as far from the mess as she can. So anyway, and I think in her confessional, or was she still talking to Simone? I don't know. I think she was still talking to Simone. Maybe no, she was in her confession when she said, you know, how Contessa kind of basically shared so much with Heavenly, and that when she decided to, and that how she, when she decided to stay with Scott, you know, she no longer, you know, wanted to share what was going on, and she just was kind of saying, you know, she doesn't, she doesn't know when Contessa came to that conclusion that it wasn't okay to share. You know, it was no longer okay to share. So, but anyway, Simone, you know, oh, wait a minute. And so Jackie also said, you know, she just feels like there should be some boundaries with your friends, like as far as like what you should and what you should not share, right? And Simone says that she kind of disagrees with that. You know, she feels like you should be able to tell whatever to your best girlfriend and without there being any fear of them repeating it or sharing it. You know what I'm saying? That you should have that kind of bond, that relationship where you can just be open with them or whatever. So I want to know what y'all think. Like, do you agree with Jackie's version or opinion or thoughts that there should be boundaries as far as what can be shared between two friends? Or do you agree with Simone, like that you should be able to share whatever, like with your friends? Like, what do y'all think? For me, I just kind of think it depends. You know your friends. Like I know my friends. I know the ones I would share some deep dark secrets with, and I know some that I wouldn't because they the mouth of the South. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I know my friends, and I think my friends know me. Like I have friends that have told me things that I would go to my grave with. And I'll say, well, I say friends because it could be like sometimes, or in some in some point of view, or in some aspect, I may not have a relationship or a friendship with people anymore, just because you've moved on from each other. But the things that were shared to me in secret, I still wouldn't ever tell. I would go to my grave with. I wouldn't divulge anything personal. You know what I'm saying? And then I also have friends that I would drop everything for and come to their rescue. I've done that before and don't even know what I'm rescuing them from. You know what I'm saying? It's just a call. Okay, I need you. And boom, I'm there. No questions asked. And I just kind of allow them to tell me what they want according to their comfortability. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my thoughts. Well, I want to hear, like, what are your thoughts on that or whatever. So yeah, for me, it just kind of depends. Know your friends. So anyway, everybody's getting ready for the service. Like I said, I think Contessa and Scott, they end up talking about the whole situation with Heavenly, how they're just kind of tired of it. Eugene ends up having to leave, so he doesn't get to go to the service. He has to go on and go to work. And so as they're waiting for the service to start, because like the church people are there, the pastor, he's brought along his musician, I think maybe some choir members, I don't know, but it's about 4 or 5 of them. And so they're getting ready for the service outside. It's the same service we saw at the very first episode of the season. Like I said in last review, I love how everything came full circle. Like, I love how they started out the season with us seeing them in this church service and really not knowing how we led up to that point. So we're now ending with this church service. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. I like how they did that idea. So they're waiting on the service to start, and so we get Quad, Anila, and Kieran down in the basement first, right? And so Quad is telling Anila and Kieran that you know, about what had happened the night before as far as them getting into it. And, you know, she just kind of mentions that Toya is insecure, and she would never dim her light to make sure that Toya is shining. And so, by this time, some more couples are, you know, starting to come downstairs. And so when they're all together, Kieran asks, well, is there a certain kind of etiquette I need to know before attending church? You know, because obviously this is going to be like your typical Black service, I'll say. And I use the term typical lightly, you know, because we all have different kinds of church services. But when you hear about church services, Black church services in the South, you know, there are certain things that come to mind. And Kieran and Anila, of course, are not, you know, they're in a different faith or whatever. So he asked about the etiquette. It was just, and I love this moment. It was kind of light and funny because it was one of those, what do you see, what do you hear in a Black church? So everybody kind of just start naming stuff like, turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor. You know, every service you go to, you're going to get there. Or I think it was Scott that said this, or no, Contessa, when you need to leave out, you're going to hold up that one finger and tiptoe on out. And here you go, Kieran. Do you hold up 1 or 2 according to what you got to do? Stop, Kieran. Stop. I thought that was funny, though. But anyway. So, it's church time. They go on out and, you know, we see the preacher preaching, and he's talking about like friendships and everybody deserves a good friend. I think that was his message. I just need some real friends. And so, you know, he does a lot of that turn to your neighbor, tell your road this, and hug your friend next to you, blah, 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 you know. And here go Kieran again. I've never been to a church service where there has been so much participation. Oh goodness. The preacher goes on to talk about, you know, how life and death are in the power of the tongue. I truly do believe that, by the way. And he just basically, had them speaking life into one another. And he was just like, the worst is over and the best is yet to come. And so, and this is like at the end now, and the preacher is leaving, the minister and his entourage, they're leaving. And so everybody else pretty much goes in to have brunch. And so we get a couple of goodbyes. When I say goodbyes, like a checkup from certain people. And I kind of wonder, like, why we didn't get that from everybody. Like, or did I kind of miss it? I don't feel like I did get everybody. Everybody didn't get like their last little words. Did y'all get there? Or did I miss it? Do I need to go back and rewatch? Like, I was left feeling that way. Like, we got something from Toya, Heavenly. Who else said something? Or was it Contessa? Yes. But I don't feel like we really got any other last words from like Jackie, Simone, or Neela, or but anyways, Contessa did say, that she and Heavenly did have a special friendship, and that it's going to take some time for them to heal. She doesn't know what the future holds for them, but if they're going to move on, that it's going to just take some time for them to heal. And then, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Heavenly said that about Contessa, and then Contessa said that Heavenly was like a big sister to her. She said she loved her, and that she's open to moving forward with her, but she's not going to be mistreated. And then we see Toya just saying that, how some friendships, they do take time to heal. Heavenly and Quad, she pointed them out specifically and said, that they just have not really been a good friend to her. And that was pretty much all we got from her. Over brunch, we see Audra and Martin. They tell the group that they are expecting, and in their confessional, Curtis ends up asking Jackie, "Well, who gonna be the doctor? You or Simone?" And she said, "Me. I'm Dr. Jackie, baby. Or have you forgotten?" And then back at the table, Heavenly just done appointed herself as godmother. And then she did say also, Heavenly, at the end, that she has learned to be more careful with others because some people are just more sensitive than others. And so that she said she will be more aware of the things that she says on her social media. And that was pretty much it, y'all. The couples leave. Jackie, as they were leaving, saying, they may have not fixed everything, but she said that she does feel like some healing took place. And that was basically the end of the episode. Like I said, I felt like I was just missing that because I feel like we get that usually at the end. Everybody kind of saying their last little thing, or we get like a little blurb about everybody. Am I thinking wrong or what? Like I know we get that like from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I thought we kind of got the same type of feel from Married to Medicine too, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, we got a sneak preview of the reunion. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good, so I'm looking forward to that. But I will say this before I go ahead and sign off, y'all. Did y'all see Contessa's ponytail on their reunion? Now, I was trying to find something I could demonstrate it with. I don't know. She got this big old ponytail. It's cute ponytail, right? But then she got this big old bowl looking like thing just sitting right here, and it's cut out like that in the middle, right? I'm trying to explain this the best I can. So it's just sitting here in the middle of the ponytail, and it's cut out. It's like in a square shape. In the middle is cut out. So why we don't see no hair going through there? We see hair going in. We see hair coming out. But no hair in the middle. Like, what is that? And it's like, it's see-through because we can see her dress in the middle, but where's the hair? Like, was that the only one who thought that was weird? Like, I don't know, y'all. It was weird to me. Y'all tell me what y'all thought. Did y'all check that out? Watch for it. Watch for it next Sunday. Watch for it next Sunday on the reunion. And then you tell me what y'all think. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got. I'll catch y'all on the next one. And until next time, I'll pray for y'all. Y'all please pray for me. And what? Bye, y'all.